Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Alex here of Advice by Alex. I want to thank you very much for stopping by and giving me a listen to. Today is Sunday, August 17th, 2025. I hope you all are doing well. And also, if you like this channel, I ask that you hit the subscribe button with the little bell for all the notifications of when I go live. And of course, today we are going to be doing the weekly angelic messages for the week, and that will be for the week of August 17th through the 24th of August. I can't believe we're coming down to the very end wire of August, and everybody is going back to school and everything of that nature. So it is one of those things that is zooming on by that is happening in a blink of an eye. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my water here. So I was just getting thirsty, and I could tell my throat needed it. So I was like, needed to clear my throat there. But hopefully you all are doing well and everything of that nature. So hopefully you all had a really good week. And wherever it was that you had, that you were able to let go of the past of something, because last week's theme was all about letting go of the past. So hopefully you were able to be able to let go of something. So, just a quick announcement is where I have also started a podcast as well. Last week, I was able to do the intro of the podcast. So, that is basically where it is just a little glimpse of what my podcast is about and what it is to look forward to on the podcast and everything of that nature. So that is absolutely fantastic. You can find it on Spotify or any other listening platforms as well. So you can go check it out. The name on the podcast is Advice by Alex, just the same as the business name here. That is exactly where it is at. So, but hopefully everyone is doing well. So, without further ado, I feel that it is high time to be able to get to the angelic messages. So at this time, I ask that you have your feet firmly planted on the ground, have your heart wide open to be able to receive the angel messages that you're about to receive, light a light candle as well. That way you can be surrounded in protection and ask the angels to come in. And also, today we're going to be starting off with the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. And that is what we're going to be starting out with. So I'm going to put the mic down while I am shuffling, and then we'll go ahead and tune in and see what the messages that are coming up right away are. And then, of course, we will go into the messages as a whole with the cards. Alrighty, so the cards have been drawn. So it looks like overall it's going to be a fantastic week overall to explore. So, but we will go ahead and tune in And we will see what is in store for the messages as well. So we'll go ahead and tune in and see what is coming through. Alrighty, so right away when I am tuning into the energies of the week and what the angels are saying is that I feel like this is going to be a mixture of emotions for this week. So I feel like it is a week of a little bit of up and down. So it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride for this week, and where it is just going to be that up and down kind of a pattern for this week and things like that. So I definitely do feel that this week will get better, but it's going to have some up and down challenges, whether that be presented in different ways. So it's just going to be having those up and down battles, so to speak. So I feel like it is kind of like that week of being on guard for a lot of us for this week. So I feel like it's kind of like we're holding up the shield and we're kind of like being in defense mode a little bit for this week because we're not sure what is coming for this week. So it's kind of like one of those things that we're unsure of what this week is going to present. So, and I feel like and that is kind of like the theme of the week. And what the angels are really saying is that it's all about a week of seeing the truth. So I feel like seeing the truth in the matter is really what this week is really all about. And not allowing the fear to get in the way of things and stuff like that. So even though they know it might be a little bit more of the unknown for this week, is what I'm feeling, but it's all about helping you to grow. So it's not there for it to be scary, but it is there for personal lessons and personal growth as well. So, and what the angels are saying, even if there are challenges that come up for this week, I do feel that you'll be able to get out of it or overcome the challenges, I should say. But it is where it will be like a little bit where you have to fight for what you believe in, basically, for this upcoming week. So I do feel like those are the soul lessons and soul growth for this upcoming week and things like that. All about helping you to stand up for yourself, allowing you to be open to setting boundaries with other people in your life and situations that are arising for you. So it is definitely a week to call upon Archangel Michael um, and ask for his help and guidance during this time. Oh, a way to do that is just simply by calling on Archangel Michael and just saying, Archangel Michael, can you please come to me now and protect me for this upcoming week and show your guidance, support, strength, and um, help me with any struggles that may be coming up for this week. And I thank you for helping me and being around me for this upcoming week and guide me to where I am supposed to get to. And with Archangel Michael and all the angels that are around us. So that is something that you can do. You can always use whatever you would like to be asking Archangel Michael for in certain situations. So it's just something along those lines and things like that. Remember, angels are around us all the time. for help and protection, but it is up to us to ask them for the help. Um, and things like that. So that is really where that is at, and everything like that. So the now we're going to go here into the card portion. And the first card here is that we have is success and growth, which I do feel like this is where things are going to be starting to grow, starting to evolve. I feel that there may be a little bit of a pushback at first for this week with whatever we are trying to grow and evolve, but it's all about persistence, is what I'm hearing. So, how badly do we want something out of a situation and things like that? So it's all about allowing us to get to the next level, basically. So it's like passing the next level in a video game, so to speak. So things will grow and grow, but you have to be persistent in that growth, and learning the lessons along the way. So, and once you acknowledge the lessons, release the karma, and things will begin to develop. And I feel like this is a slower growth, just because now we are officially out of Mercury retrograde and we're starting to get out of that shadow period as well. So, I forget the actual last day of the shadow period. Let me see if I can find that really quickly. Mercury retrograde, August. Okay, so the post shadow period will officially end on August 25th. So no wonder there is still that a bit of resistance. Um, and it is all about a time of staying mindful, is what I definitely agree is. Alrighty, so now we know exactly what the end of the shadow period is. So that makes sense for this upcoming week. So, and remember, it's all about having that balance. So remember, it is all about having that balance and growth. So the balance to remember to stay grounded, I should say. So the next card here is that we have is the third eye. So seeing what I was talking about earlier, this is also about seeing the truth clearly. And I also do feel that we'll be getting some downloads for this week as well. So be prepared for those downloads. And it's all about the learning lessons involved in those downloads as well. So, and then it also does mean that it's important to work on our third eye chakra as it can be blocked as well. So, definitely important to be able to uh, looking at the truth of a situation, looking at what it is that we need to acknowledge with a situation. Is there any repeating patterns that have come up before in the past that we need to acknowledge and see the truth of, in order to bring the new in? So that is really some of the questions that I feel like we are supposed to be asking for this week. And the next card here that we have is the Love Abounds. And it's all about having that self care for ourselves, um, allowing ourselves to honor our emotions of what we are feeling, especially if we do see the truth behind the situations clearly, and it may be overwhelming for some of us. So it's important to have that self care and that self love as well, is what I'm hearing as well. So it's important to take the time out for you, and things of that nature. So also, I'm really hearing it's important to be able to call upon Archangel Chamuel as well. Um, I feel like this is important to have that self care, that self love for ourselves and our souls, but also helping others to recognize the love within themselves. So I do feel like that is a part of it as well. So that is there. So the next card here is that we have is manifest. So I feel like um, looking at more of the duality of things. So looking at the other side of the spectrum of why this is happening, and that will help see the bigger picture of why we are currently going through what we are currently going through, and then it can be able to release certain situations and karmic situations as well, and it can also help us to manifest new and improved things into our lives that we are wanting as well. So this is also a good time to manifest. And things of that nature. So that is really where that is at. So that is definitely important to be able to take into consideration for this week, and things of that nature. So that is really where that is at. So the next card here is that we have is change your focus. So not being so heavily focused on the outcome of a situation or any negative um, thing that is happening, but to maybe change that perspective of what we are really feeling and things like that. So, looking at things from a different angle. So, is really what this card is all about. And of course, doing things that we need to do for ourselves as well. So, it's allowing. And basically, what I'm hearing is not allowing us to stay stuck in a negative emotions and patterns, but to also look at things from a different perspective, and things of that nature. So that is one of those definitely good things to do for this week. So that is something important. The next card here, it makes sense, which is teach. This is all about some of us going back to school, which I mentioned that the kiddos are going back to school. So, which is hilarious that this card does come up. So, for high school students, grade school, and college is going to be starting very shortly here, if you have not started already. But it's also due to soul lessons as well. So, definitely learning our soul lessons for the week, as I mentioned as well. So the overall here is that we have is the flow. So this is all about not only thinking outside of the box, and thinking more creatively in that aspect. And Archangel Gabriel is really coming in and helping us in regard to thinking more from different perspectives, thinking creatively, and being able to change our ways and things like that, helping us to change for the better. And having that spiritual transformation basically is what that is coming about. And so also reminding us to just allowing ourselves to go with the flow, allowing us to see things, and allowing us to just go with it, allow things to be, and things of that nature. So that is really where that is at. And then also, and this is the sign of Libra. So if you have Libras in your lives, it's important to connect with your Libra friends. They are very good at balance and retrospection. So they're always thinking about what is the best for the balance and things like that. So, um, and looking at all sides of the coin. So, the next card here is that we have is the lead, which is again taking charge and being the leader in the situation, and also soul lessons as well. So we got two type of souls. So I feel like this is heavily a week of soul lessons. So that is where that is at. So um, that is basically what this week is all about. So that is basically where that is at, so to speak, and stuff like that. So we will go ahead here and then we will draw from the Soul Journey lesson cards by James Van Praagh. And we'll see what the lessons are for this week. Ooh. Alrighty, so everybody. So I'm not surprised with these lessons, but the first card here is that we have is balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So I don't feel like I have to explain this further, but that is the lessons of the week. Is all about balance and things like that. So I'm not surprised with that, but that is where that is at. So the next card here is that I'm not also surprised with it, but it is worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So worry does nothing. We can always think we as humans tend to think of the worst case scenario all the time and things like that. But we can always prevent a worst case scenario. We can definitely work to change an outcome, so to speak, and things like that. So that is definitely where that is at. So balance, and there is also worry, and things like that. And then last but certainly not least is that we have is imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So that is helping us to be able to manifest the new things that will be coming in after we go through these soul lessons that we need to go through. So that is absolutely making sense of why the energy is what it is for this week. So I do feel guided to draw a card from my Archangel Michael, and that is where that is at. So let me put this down here really quick. Hmm. Well, I am certainly not surprised with it, but thank you, Archangel Michael, for that. It is your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Wow. So it says, please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me. So that is really where that is at. So incredible, incredible, incredible. So the last deck that we're going to be using is the, as you guys know, the Soul Truth Self Awareness card deck. And we will go ahead and draw that card here. Ooh. All right, so this might be someone's lesson for this week, but it is, to whom am I comparing myself right now? Wow. So what you are able to see in another is only visible because it is within you, ready to be ready to be brought out. Shine light on this feeling of not enough and see the truth. All that you need and want is within you. Today's soul action. Today, stop comparing and start creating. Wow. That is why I absolutely love that deck. That is exactly what that is at. I definitely need a sip of water here, guys. But I just want to thank you all. That brings us to the end of the reading here, everybody. And I want to thank you very much for joining me for today and everything like that. So I am definitely very grateful for all of you. And thank you very much for tuning in. And if you like this channel, I ask that you hit the subscribe button and the like button with the little bell for all the notifications of when I go live. And of course, when I upload a new video as well. So that is where that is at and everything like that. So yeah, so that is the name of the game and everything like that. So, but that is where everything is at. So hopefully you enjoyed this week's messages. And until next time, everybody, I'm going to sign off here. And hopefully you all have a wonderful week. Many angel blessings. I love you. And hopefully you all have an absolutely fabulous, fabulous week. Bye, everybody.